arrest me. I don't want us to have it. I told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us this sense of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili and reading from the news in details, but first, we sincerely apologize for coming late today. Please accept our sincere apologies. And now to the news in details. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo has revealed that he will not repeat the costly errors of the previous administration. This is even as he described the failure of the last regime in the state to swear in 3 judges duly cleared by the National Judicial Council (NJC) as a slap on the face of the judiciary and a grave injustice to the state's justice system. Governor Okpebholo stated this when he received the leadership of the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) Benin branch and the members of the local organizing committee (LOC) for the upcoming NBA National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting to be hosted in Edo State. BeeTv News Best Orator has details.
Governor Okpebholo reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthen the rule of law, deepen judicial independence, and build a robust partnership with the bar for effective justice delivery. He said he is in government to make a visible difference that Edo people can feel, adding that his government will not repeat the errors of the past. He said the decision of the former administration to deny the 3 judges their rightful swearing-in despite the NJC clearance was a great disservice to justice. Okpebholo disclosed that he had personally investigated the matter before assuming office and found no justification for the delay or denial of the judges swearing in. He said the decision to finally swear them in was taken to rewrite the wrongs of the past and restore confidence in the judiciary.
Then when it comes to Midwest, to still Benin City. Then when it comes to Bende, to still Benin City. When it comes to Edo, still Benin City. But has there been any change? That is the question. So, but now we are trying to make a difference. Well, with the New Hope agenda of Mr. President, we will continue to strive in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, infrastructure. So we continue to do our best to see that we carry the city to a higher level. Yes, I was called upon a few nights ago about your meeting in Edo. I was really glad because it's going to happen at my time.
Governor Monday Okpebholo praised the Nigerian Bar Association for its role in advancing justice and governance, assuring the association of his administration's continued support. He announced plans to provide operational vehicles for the association to aid its statewide engagements, maintaining that his administration is determined to build a justice system that works for every Edo citizen.
That is why before I was sworn in, I make some research about the 3 judges. There was no reason for them not to be sworn in. And I said it, I'm going to swear them in as much as possible to investigate what actually is the remote cause why they were not sworn in. But those 3 judges actually came out best in their exams. So why were they not sworn in? I felt it was an injustice to the judiciary itself, and it slapped on the judiciary. So if you are governing people, you should be able to carry everybody as your own. There should be nobody that you should victimize because of one reason or the other. So I have to swear them in.
Chairman of the NBA Benin branch, Barrister Idemudia Eredia Osifo, commended the governor for his bold reforms, especially his swift action in swearing in the previously sidelined judges and restoring the customary court of appeal, which was unjustifiably scrapped by the last administration. He further announced that the NBA would host a land administration seminar on November 5, 2025 to examine the governor's power under the Land Use Act, assess community land practices, and make policy recommendations to the government.
It doesn't matter who is on the seat. We are enjoined to maintain cordiality with the seat of power to ensure that as critical stakeholders in the justice sector, government delivers its promise to the people. And perhaps I use this opportunity to thank Your Excellency, because since you came, it's obvious that you have brought on board notable and capable lawyers to work with you in your administration, and we thank you for that. A good example is the SSG. He's been a pillar of strength to the branch since he arrived in Benin City. But we know with you, things will change. Things must change. And at the end of that seminar, we will make recommendations through the office of the SSG, and we hope that government will pay attention to it.
We are proud to be associated with this particular administration. Everything you promised, we are beginning to see it, because, you know, there have been doubting promises. People have said nothing will happen, but it is happening in our time. We are going to see a flyover. Another one is starting right before us. It's historic. For that, we appreciate you. The state appreciates you, and the bar as a body is proud to associate with you.
Present at the event were the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, and other top government officials. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
As part of his commitment to providing an enabling environment conducive for effective teaching and learning, the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, Senator Adams Eric Oshiomhole, has inaugurated 3 blocks of 9 classrooms at Oja Comprehensive High School in Akoko Edo local government area of Edo State. BeeTv News Best Orator reports that students and residents of the community were full of praises and for Senator Adams Oshiomhole for facilitating the project.
Students of Oja Comprehensive High School alongside indigenes and residents of Oja community in Akoko Edo local government area of Edo State jubilated as they welcomed the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District and former governor of Edo State, Senator Adams Eric Oshiomhole, for facilitating the construction of 3 blocks of 9 classrooms with offices and toilet facility at Oja Comprehensive High School. Senator Adams Oshiomhole expressed happiness over the completion of the project, noting that it was funded through the support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He commended one of the students who delivered a fluent speech during the event and said he was glad to use the opportunity God has given him to reach out to his people. Senator Oshiomhole added that the project will provide students with a more conducive learning environment and stated that the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, is committed to building more schools across the state and assured the people that he would do more to facilitate more projects to Edo North Senatorial District.
In line with my feeling, I thought it's a blessing and a privilege for me to be able to have a handshake to each and every one of you, because the future is there. That is where the future is. So if you look at that signboard, you will see the federal government of Nigeria. Stop. Who is the head of the federal government of Nigeria? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because that was exactly what I said. That we will be able to get him to bring federal money to various local constituencies. So the money for this project is from Abuja. So Oja people, you are now in Abuja financial map. Everybody must write his own history. Whoever said this country has no future, it is the person you cannot see. These children, they have future.
A representative of the Okogbe of Oja community, His Royal Highness D.S. Lawani, appreciated Senator Adams Eric Oshomole for his continuous efforts in creating an enabling environment conducive for learning. He noted that the senator's past records and present initiatives clearly demonstrate his genuine interest in education and well-being of the younger generation. He prayed God to grant Senator Oshomole more strength and good health to continue his good works.
His Royal Highness, the Oba of Oja, D.S. Lawani, the Okogbe of Oja, clan head of Okurosha, we hereby welcome you to this great and memorable occasion of commissioning of the 3 blocks of 9 classrooms with offices, toilets, in order to create an enabling environment conducive for students for effective teaching and learning processes. Your good past records and present effort proved that you have great interest in education of our children. We pray to Almighty God to give you more power, so good head to do more.
And I want to say, in the words of Otto Zespuzeni, that I will continue to follow sheepishly. Anywhere you say you are going is where we are going and we are following. I have no opinion of my own.
As students of Oja Comprehensive High School, Damilola Abigail, who spoke on behalf of other students, commended Senator Adams Eric Oshomole for his commitment to improving education and creating a conducive learning environment for them. The contractor who handled the project also appreciated Senator Oshomole for consistently ensuring that projects are awarded to indigenous contractors. He explained that the school will aid effective learning, as each block includes well-equipped classrooms and staff rooms.
On behalf of the students of Oja Comprehensive High School, I feel greatly honored to stand before you on this special occasion. We are truly delighted to welcome our Excellency to Oja community. This project is a symbol of your commitment for improving education and creating a better learning environment for all. We sincerely appreciate your effort. On our part, we promise to make good use of this wonderful design structure. We welcome you warmly to Oja Comprehensive High School.
For having that belief in indigenous contractors from Edo North Central District in handling most of his projects within the Central District, it goes a long way in boosting the local content, which we all have been craving for all this while. The design, when we came here, the community showed us a lot of support, a lot of administration, and we used, in fact, the project engineer that handled this project is a son of the community here. He comes from this community. Most of the suppliers that supplied the items we used here, they are from this community. So local content was highly represented on this project.
High point of the event was the inauguration of 3 blocks of 9 classrooms by Senator Adams Eric Oshomole amidst loud applause from students and indigenes of Oja community, just as the senator said that chairs and desks will be supplied to the school in the coming weeks.
And of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Students and various groups of indigenes in the community displayed cultural dance as they were joined by Senator Adams Eric Oshomole on the dance floor.
It's happy that we are giving this type of reception here this afternoon.
On Saturday last week, Senator Adams Oshomole distributed tricycle, motorcycles, cassava grinding mills, industrial and manual sewing machines, grinding machines, amongst others, to the people of Edo North Senatorial District. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, has received 2 delegations on separate courtesy visits at the Assembly Complex, members of the Association of Town Planning Consultants of Nigeria, Edo State Branch, and students from Edo State University, Iyamu. BeeTv News State House correspondent to Saragi Agobo reports that during the visit, members of the Association of Town Planning Consultants of Nigeria, Edo State branch, briefed the speaker on the association's renewed vision for advancing the physical and sustainable development of Edo State.
To officially intimate him about the association, to officially intimate him about what we do, what we stand for.
Receiving the members of the Association of Town Planning Consultants of Nigeria, Edo State branch in his office, the Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebako, warmly welcomed the delegation. The newly inaugurated executive members of the association introduced themselves and shared their vision for advancing the physical and sustainable development of Edo State. The chairman of the association emphasized their commitment to partnering with government agencies and the Edo State House of Assembly to promote sustainable urban development and effective physical planning across Edo State. He highlighted the need for professional input in reviving planning-related legislation to support the transformation of Benin City and other urban sectors.
And to reaffirm our commitment to advancing the physical and sustainable development of our beloved state.
In his response, the Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebako, commended the association for its professionalism and assured them of the Assembly's willingness to collaborate on policies that foster inclusive and modern urban development.
The first time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is now. So we must do the needful. I want to assure you that as a house, we will join you to achieve what brought you here.
In a separate visit, a delegation of students from Edo State University, Iyamo, sought the House support for a proposed community health outreach program aimed at Iyamo, Auchi, and neighboring areas. Speaking on behalf of the group, Comrade Habib Mita explained that the initiative will focus on public awareness around critical health issues such as diabetes and stroke, adding that the program also plans to offer free medical screening and medication to residents.
We plan to do an outreach for 3 communities. One is going to be at Auchi, the other one is going to be at Iyamo Primary School, then the third one is going to be at Esako Central, Ogbona Primary School. This outreach is aimed to create awareness on stroke and its preventive measures.
The speaker lauded students' civic engagement and encouraged them to remain focused on their education while avoiding negative influences such as cultism. He pledged the Assembly's support for youth-led projects that contribute to public health and community development.
The first thing you should go first is your studies. It's very, very paramount. Very paramount. Just face your studies, shun bad book, shun cultism, because those negative vices will tag you back. You know, always cringe on what we promote you. Like this, you're visiting now, we promote you, as you have said, that you are being inspired by honorable members. If you don't face your studies now, I don't think you have the dream to come. You won't do money to come here.
Both visits concluded on a cordial note with group photographs taken with the Speaker of the 8th Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebako. From the Edo State House of Assembly, Osarogie Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
Residents have expressed deep concern over the increasing number of children seen hawking goods on the streets during school hours. Many say the trend not only exposes the children to danger, but also threatens their future, depriving them of proper education. BeeTv News Zainab Mohammed reports that despite various awareness campaigns on child education, many underage children are still found selling items such as sachet water, fruits and snacks along busy roads and junctions in the city.
Child hawking, even though not encouraged, has been in practice, a situation that has raised questions over time on child labor. Some areas in Benin City visited by BeeTv News shows children of young ages engaging in hawking, especially during school hours. Some residents who spoke with BeeTv News described the situation as worrisome and blamed it partly on economic hardship faced by many families. They noted that while some parents may be struggling to survive, it is unfair to use children as a means of income instead of sending them to schools, emphasizing the government has a responsibility to ensure that every child has access to education and a safe environment.
A lot of parents cannot provide for their kids, and that's why these children have to resort to other means to make money.
Children are the leaders of tomorrow. If they continue to hawk pure water like this on the roads, which means there is no leader there.
Some others who spoke with BeeTv News also urged parents and guardians to take their responsibilities seriously, noting that education remains the key to breaking the circle of poverty. They also emphasized that parents who deliberately allow their children to hawk during school hours should be arrested or apprehended, as such actions contribute to child neglect and endanger the futures of the children. They also called on relevant authorities to enforce existing laws against child labor and ensure that children found hawking are properly rehabilitated and reintegrated into schools.
They have a very key role to play in removing them from the street. The reason being that some of our parents are paying negligence to those children, but the government has that right to remove them from the street, and if possible, get the parents of those children arrested.
As the issue of child street hawking continues to draw attention, residents are calling for stronger collaboration between the government, schools, and communities to ensure that every child in Edo State receives the education they deserve. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BeeTv News.
The fiercest coordinated assaults in recent months, troops of Operation Hadin Kai successfully repelled multiple terrorist attacks across Borno and Yobe states. The nighttime attacks were met with overwhelming firepower, both on the ground and from the air, delivering a heavy and decisive blow to the terrorists. Between midnight and 4 a.m. on Thursday, terrorists launched a series of coordinated attacks on troops positioned in Dikwa, Mafa, Gilibu, and Kata communities spread across Borno and Yobe states. But the renewed spirit of the troops backed by air support from the Nigerian Air Force components ensured that the insurgents were overpowered and more than 50 terrorists neutralized in the process. Recovered from the battlefield were 38 AK-47 rifles, 7 PKT machine guns, 5 rocket-propelled grenade tubes, 2 general-purpose machine guns, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. Field intelligence revealed that the attackers who struck in Dekwa and Gajibu, infiltrated from the Cameroon axis, where those who hit Katu emerged from the notorious Timbuktu Triangle, a long-time terrorist enclave. Some gallant soldiers sustained injuries during the terrorist encounters, while terrorists also deployed drones and RPG setting parts of a defense ablaze in Mafa, and despite the temporary breach, troops rallied back, forcing the insulted to retreat. Military authorities say over 70 wounded fighters are still being pursued by ground forces in close coordination with the air components. The defense headquarters have held the courage, doggedness, and professionalism of the troops, stressing that the latest victory is proof of the military's renewed charge and resolve to secure the northeast. But more boots on the ground and critical combat enablers deployed into the theater, the military says it remains resolute to defending Algeria's territorial integrity. For many in the northeast, the latest feat is a reminder that despite the odds, the fight against insurgency is far from lost. Earlier, before the arrest of Omoyele Sowore, the lead counsel of Nnamdi Kanu, alongside other senior advocates in his legal team, withdrew their legal representation. At the court session today, Mr. Agabi said the defendant had chosen to defend himself in the case. Mr. Kanu told the court that he would be representing himself for now, but that he may decide to get a lawyer later. When the judge asked if he should be assigned a lawyer, he declined the offer. The prosecution did not object, prompting Justice Omotosho to adjourn the case till Friday, October the 24th, for Kanu to open his defense. Civil society organizations have raised fresh concern over the growing trend of industrial animal farming in Nigeria. They're calling for stronger advocacy, clear policies, and tighter government regulation to promote sustainable farming system. The report.
Recently, Nigerians signed a $2.5 billion investment deal with Brazilian agribusiness giant JBS, aimed at strengthening sustainable supply chains and boosting agricultural production. According to the presidency, the partnership will enhance local food production, create jobs for young Nigerians, and promote long-term sustainability in the agricultural sector. However, civil society groups are urging both the government and local communities to ensure due diligence is carried out to guard against the potential environmental and social consequences of industrial farming.
The government have been talking about trying to protect people, trying to help ensure that people have clean water. But if you have a plant, if you have an industry in a community and they're carrying out business and you do not check what would that business do to the soil, that the soil is what we eat, the soil is what we plant, and also the runoff from the company, how would that affect or impact the community? And when you're saying do your due diligence, we are the people of Nigeria. You should be concerned more about the people, not about profits.
They stress the need for the government to take a more critical look at industrial farming investments, especially those with long-term implications for the environment, sustainability, and the livelihoods of local farmers and communities.
Research has shown that JBS globally releases greenhouse gases that are much more than the entire transportation system in the USA, right? So we want our government to also look at how this sort of, this industrial system of farming in general also impacts the climate, which then comes around to impact on our agricultural system and even on human health.
Towards making a cleaner, more efficient agricultural sector, we need those compliance to come up. Let there be oversight, by civil society organizations. Either would, gladly give it.
The group emphasized that adopting a people-centered and environmental conscious approach to agriculture remains key to achieving true sustainability and food security in Nigeria. Zainab Mohammed, reporting for BeeTv News.
Across the African continent, health systems are facing increasing pressure from multiple challenges, including climate change, disease outbreak, and the rising burden of choleric illnesses. Experts at the 2025 Gate Health Summit emphasize that immediate action is necessary to build resilience and safeguard the continent's health future.
Nigeria and South Africa share one of Africa's most strategic bilateral relationships, grounded in decades of partnership in trade, peacekeeping, and continental leadership. However, the relationship is experiencing strain due to the ongoing ill treatment of Nigerians in South Africa, often without justice. During the inaugural political consultation in Abuja, co-chaired by the representative Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Nigeria's minister raised concern over this issue with the South African counterparts.
Nigeria remains firmly committed to expanding and consolidating its strategic partnership with South Africa. We particularly value cooperation in infrastructure development, in capacity building in the mining sector, and professional certification for Nigerian geologists and related experts.
We agreed at that 11th session of the BNC that we need to strengthen collaboration in digital connectivity, artificial intelligence, and innovation, and also position both these two nations as leaders in Africa's technological transformation.
The meeting also provided an opportunity to review progress in trade, investments, defense, and cultural exchange, while reaffirming a shared commitment to peace, stability, and sustainable development under the framework of the United Nations and the African Union as the two countries signed an MOU. The MOU focused on earlier warning mechanisms to strengthen communication, improve response to emerging issues, and prevent future misunderstanding between the two countries. Other highlights of the meeting include the Niger-South African Mineral Partnership Agreement designed to boost investments in technology transfer, and the Air Traffic and Navigation Service signed earlier this year. Both countries are also simplifying visa processes for business travelers to enhance trade and mobility. They commended progress in cultural cooperation through the audiovisual agreement, which supports joint film production and creative industry growth. The ministers expressed readiness for the G20 Africa meeting on industrialization and agriculture holding in Abuja on November 3rd, which will project Africans' priorities in global economic discussions. Fifu Kolawole reporting for BeeTv News.
And that is the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on BeeTv Media News. I am Evelyn Izibili. And lastly, we sincerely apologize again for starting late. Thank you and have a good night.